Hi guys, my name is Mark and today I will show you the best eSport monitor since 5 years. No. Today I will explain you why you stop believing all the bullshit about DyAc Plus and all this BS you ever heard and want to change your mind about this. Let's go. So, what is up with this guy, you ask yourself right now? There's a story about this. Or I had this monitor here, that's basically XL2746S, which is basically the same panel as the 2546K and 2746K. Basically the same panel, but without the K feature, which is basically the sharing of monitor settings. Okay, so the same panel as the K model of the 27 version. Okay, that's the one thing. I had it, I played it already. Later I bought the ASUS QNR model, 360 Hz, Gsync Ultimate formerly, now Gsync. Some days ago, like roughly a week, 10 days, I managed to destroy or damage the cable and of the ASUS, and this lead to the destruction of the external voltage supply. And I thought the monitor is just fucking broke. Of course, it smelled like you fry some cables, but it wasn't. And I was lucky we were able to just manage to get this monitor back running with just buying a completely new voltage supply unit. And I'm really happy because I went back to the ASUS because I remember a video from a guy who I really like and who is, in my opinion, very objective and very good in his reviews, Optimum Tech. He said in one of his videos he also went back from 360 Hz to his 2546K model because it's way better. I went back to this one and I just wanted to instantly vomit on my fucking desk. Because I've never seen and the whole picture, let me picture it the whole way. It was just the experience I've had in mind was a different one. I thought it's way clearer. Picture is better, is more lighted, has more colors, is just better. I just was switching it on, played Apex without frame capping, so 300 FPS the whole time. At first there was frame pacing because I played with 300 FPS on a 240 Hz model. I had the DyAc on premium and I had Armor on premium, so the lowest possible latency on this display, it's a TN display, and the highest backstrobing effect for the clearest picture. Frame pacing, and then those 240 Hz are not leading to any good experience. It was just like, it looks like I had lags, you know, it felt or it looked laggy, but it wasn't. Later I just kept it with RTSS, I kept it to 236 FPS, then it went or came back to be enjoyable. Let me say it this way. The picture was still awful. When here the sun shines at like starting at 16, 17 o'clock, shining through this window on the monitor, you basically see nothing. I tried everything with gamma, with lightning, with backlight. I used the settings brought to me by BenQ for Apex on their video. So they gave basically the sharing settings for the K model exactly for this display. Set it up with the brightness to maximum. You see shit. It's not that good. That's not good. Is the picture clear? I mean, in terms of Are the people blurring? No, they aren't. But it's also only 240 Hertz and it's only 236 FPS with a DyAc, with the latest version of the DyAc technology, which you also can upgrade if you use, for example, the Blur Buster strobe utility, which would be this one here. Give me a second, I have it here for you. If you use kind of this DyAc Plus monitors, try to use this utility to set up your monitor. That's one thing. Second thing is, for people who have no idea what is those DyAc meaning, or backlight strobing, what is it? Basically, they want you to have a more clear picture, like they show on these videos where they show CSGO, people moving, and they show you they don't have the blur, so it's not looking like they have a rope on or whatever, however you want to call it. So you have a clearer vision for the enemy, for the movement, how he moves, and which can help you to track, lead and shoot the enemy better, because you are not shooting his ghost, you know? That's what DyAc makes. But what makes it special? It just makes a black picture for you in a specified frequency. This monitor has 3 settings: off, normal, premium. Premium is the highest rate, so the highest hertz count of black strobing, so black picture inserting, which gives you a constant rate of black pictures between the normal pictures. What is it good for? Basically, it's good for that these displays, which are TN panels, not, like I told you already, have like those afterglowing effect, which leads to an unclear image, an unclear movement image of the enemy when he is moving, or you move yourself fast while it's flicking. So it gives you a clearer motion picture. That's what it's good for. But keep in mind, this technology is basically 4 to 5 years old. The panels are 2. They are manufactured by AOO, which is a very good manufacturer, which is also doing the next generation 500 Hertz panels. But this panel is very old. And then you have like, or you play this one already, 360 Hertz, Gsync settings, Gsync on, ultra low latency, VSync off. When I VSync one thing, whilst I was playing it, people came to mainstream and say, yeah, but why you don't just use your VSync settings? Why should I use my fucking VSync settings? VSync is one of the most and highest input introducing thing you can activate on your system, no matter which graphic card you have. Just put it off, like I have it here. It called aus, means off. Don't make use 3D application, whatever. Don't do this. Don't use fast, adaptive, whatever. Don't fucking use it. It's a huge latency delay you get added on top of your system. On top of your final mouse, for example. So you have this off, and I hacked it off because I don't need a smoother picture which has no like distortion of the picture itself while I was fast moving or fast tracking. Okay, I know those tear effects, but I have stable FPS, I have a good cap, I cap with RTSS, so picture is stable, it's good. Just put it off. I have it off on Gsync too. Never use Gsync with VSync. First thing you have to learn is native Gsync don't need VSync. If someone tells you you should use it, don't fucking do it. I tested it. It introduces a ton of latency. Put it off. Even if you play more FPS, like in Valorant, then this monitor can handle. Put it off. Yes, it makes no sense to play more FPS like the monitor can handle, but put it off. Okay, guys? Just keep this in mind. Another thing, which is totally annoying for me, is this technique, as I told you already, is like 5 years old. Basically, yeah, 4 to 5 years. I know DyAc Plus is like 2.5 or 2 years old, something like that. But the pricing, I bought this one, the big one, for like 800 euros. And it was 3 or 4 months before I bought this one for 999 euro. It's the QNR model, not the QN model, but QNR is totally useless because I have the LDAT and I don't need the reflex analyzer in this monitor. The new monitors, by the way, all have free reflex analyzer, so no need to pay 250 euro more for a feature you don't use. Besides this, the pricing here. Here is the 24.5 K model, and the one I've used, the 2746S, which is laying here right now. Basically, they both cost 450 to 480 euro. The K model of the 24/7 is even more expensive, 570 euro. And then there are all these way newer 360 Hz now Gsync Gsync Ultimate panels. And they start at 419 euro. A tag which is basically 1.5 to 2 years old, which is way better. I will explain the benefits of Gsync in a second. I would just want to tell you already. 419 euro in a German shop for a real eSport product is insane, and you can't match it with a 5-year-old technology. If you use it wrong, no problem. If you have this monitor and you don't play it with Gsync, you just waste all the resources, or basically you just use the monitor wrong. It's like you hold your mouse like this and you want to press and shoot here. Makes no sense, guys. Okay? If you have a monitor like this, use Gsync, please. And as I was studying about the prices, the Alienware is 441, the ASUS, which is one of the newest, is 448 euro, and this one already, no one told you this, I tell you now, has a dual driver. Why? The frequency of the vertical is double as high as it would be on a normal one, so it's dual driver. So it's even a newer tech. No one tells you, okay? I tell you, that's why you are here. You can buy it too. ASUS Predator, very good, 0.3 ms. Some people say it have a high lag. I don't know, I can't test the lag because I don't have it. I can tell you most of these monitors are extremely low latency. Why? Because to get this Gsync or Gsync, formerly Gsync Ultimate, you have to make input lag tests up front and put them or bring them to NVIDIA. They confirm them, and then you can get this handle, this Ultimate handle. It's not for free. You have to to fulfill some stuff NVIDIA tells you before. Low latency, some stuff about nits. I have a small overview here, which is already the actual one. It compares Gsync and FreeSync. We just look at the Gsync ones. The old or the new Gsync is basically the old Gsync Premium for the Gsync Ultimate, and for the new Gsync Ultimate they just added a minimum nit. A minimum nit count for HDR, which is 1000 nit, which is very bright, not gonna lie. Old panels can't achieve this, this one can't achieve this. And they also claimed, sorry, it's a German version, they also claimed it's even a newer Gsync processor. This one already has a Gsync processor. If you compare two panels, which are basically the same, one with FreeSync, one with Gsync, the Gsync one is always 150 to 250 euro more expensive because of the Gsync processor. Gsync processor formerly started, or formerly only was available for Gsync Ultimate. Now it's already available for normal Gsync. If you see a monitor with Gsync compatible, please don't buy it. Makes no sense, because no Gsync processor. You want native Gsync, so you need a processor. The processor not only handles the basically the build up of the picture, but it also works together with NVIDIA Reflex. Gsync native plus NVIDIA Reflex in normal or in boost lower your latency again. Just by using, on this one, just by using Gsync, it gives me minus 2.5 ms. So my latency on the end-to-end, when I click here, is 2.5 ms lower than when it's off. That's one very good thing. Also, you see it and benefit why it's playing, the smoothness with Gsync. So you have no screen tearing, you have a very clear picture through Gsync and to the low latency. And if you have enough FPS and they are really stable, you have such a good feeling while it's aiming. It feels so fluid. You can't do this with the BenQ. There was no way the picture once he was even close to the overall feeling while it's shooting, while it's moving, aiming, sliding, tracking, whatever I wanted to do, even in Kovacs. Kovacs looked like, I don't know, man. Kovacs just looked awful, not gonna lie. Only native Gsync can do this. Now you think I'm paid or whatever, I'm not fucking paid. I do this cause a lot of people were in my stream the last days and we were talking about it so often, and I already was fucking annoyed because so many bro signs out there, false information about Gsync. Yeah, but all the pro players say Gsync introduce latency. It doesn't. If you have native Gsync, the latency gets lower. It's facts, you can measure it. Even with this monitor without the LDAC, you can measure it. Have fun doing it. Make it yourself if you have the monitor. And one thing is, when all the pros have this monitor here, those K models, and they're so good, why all of them don't use DyAc? No one, they all have DyAc off. Why they have DyAc off? Wanna know? Because there is the black picture in a specified hertz, and sometimes it's at the same point where you are clicking to shoot. What happens then? You see it before, you see it after. Where is the sync? And to what is it synced? To the game? To the engine? No, it's not. You just don't see it. Okay guys? That's the problem. So I made a test about it. I tried to test the problems with the latency. And I can tell you, it's like one time you think, or it feels like there is the standard latency, which I will talk about a little bit later. And then on one time, it's like there's no latency. But why is there no latency? Or why is it not measurable? Or why is it 1 ms? Because basically it was, or the black strobing was in the time where you just clicked the shot. So basically it was not there. Did you see it? I can't tell you. I think you did not see it. So it looks like it's not even there. That's, by the way, the reason why some of the pros don't use it. And if you think that's a false information, just test it your fucking self. I test everything myself. I don't go to another YouTube channel and watch it and ask myself if it's cool and I can use it or not. I don't ask someone to explain to me. I explain it to me myself. I test it. I play it. I read it. I rework it. That's how you should do it too. I know most people don't like my claims or think I'm talking BS, but I don't care, because I know it's right. That's why I'm doing this shit. And again, if people upload videos, like someone done a week before, a professional Apex player, who's saying he's only so good because he uses the 2546K model and the share option, which gives you the best settings for the view on Apex. I can tell you, there's no good picture for Apex on this monitor. A good picture was on the ASUS 2746S AQN. The picture is just insane. It's so bright, so many colors. You can spot everywhere, everyone. It's just nasty. But it doesn't have Gsync, it only has FreeSync. That was my main problem. If not, I would still play it. So keep in mind, when people tell you those 5-year-old BenQ Zowie models are the best, they get paid. They need to pay the rent, they need to pay food, they need to pay the car. And what pays them? BenQ Zowie, the sponsor. So that's the best monitor on earth, guys. Keep this in mind. Huh? That's one thing. I just continue here, as I said already. Please don't buy Gsync compatible or FreeSync monitors, and don't buy Gsync monitors if you have an RT graphics card chip or an Intel chip. if you want to use Gsync or Gsync Ultimate, so native Gsync properly, you need a good NVIDIA card. Starting like, I think, even at the 10s, the 1080 can handle it already, I think. I just looked it up. I also saw some 900 cards which are basically capable of it. But if you want to go to the top notch, take a 30 series card, enable reflex, enable Gsync, disable VSync. That's it. Lowest latency possible in the most of the games, if you don't use Razer Chroma or whatever. All the stuff here I show you, we have put down as links, guys. You have an overview here by NVIDIA, you can just watch it up. Here's a short overview about the text I showed you already, like Gsync compatible, Gsync and Gsync Ultimate. Then you have more. NVIDIA basically prepared everything about it, you just need to watch it. They explain why it is the fastest monitor, the 360 Hertz, and there's even a newer one where it's like this. It's about the 500 Hertz version from ASUS, which just got revealed some weeks ago, which is also with AU Optronics, which is basically this, but also again a TN, not an IPS panel, but this time with a new backlight LED technology, which basically is a technology which comes from IPS. AMLED is made for IPS but used on the TN panel now, but will be good. But when the 1440p's are out 300 Hertz, 360 Hertz, I don't think I will go to this, because there's no need for me. They also made a very good video about this. We put a link down below. You can watch the whole story of it, and they also explain here everything with the Hertz. I explained to you how it looks, why it feels stuttery, all the stuff. You just watch it up if you want to. Then here's a short explanation of using a RTX 380 on a 360 Hertz monitor on Overwatch, Rainbow Six and Apex Legends, or like you do it with just a 1360 Super. They just show you latency numbers, which basically I show you with the GPX end-to-end whilst I'm clicking. It's the same thing here. They say with the 3080 360 Hz it's 14 milliseconds. For us it's roughly 8. With Gsync it could be go down to 5.5 to 6 milliseconds. I also were able to manage to get 4.9 milliseconds in game end-to-end with my Zaunkönig at 8000 Hz polling. So 40 milliseconds is very standard. It's a standard number for me with a GPX. Everybody can reach this, and that's also already very good. On Overwatch should be 9, and in Rainbow Six Siege it's 8. So it's also because of the engine of the game, huh? NVIDIA also prepared it for you. Then they have a small list which you can look up. Of course, we talked already about the monitors. This list is very up to date. The old Gsync Ultimate monitors are now only Gsync, but you can watch them up by putting this to 360 Hz. And then you see all the new Gsync Ultimate monitors, which are basically only 1440p's, OLEDs, IPS and VRs, all very new tech, all with the high nit I already explained to you, so they are very bright. They have a low delta E, so the color adjustment is very good. They have all low latency. They have the new generation Gsync models in, so the new processor. All these Ultimate ones are top-notch monitors. They are all, I think, very expensive. I didn't look them up all, but I'm pretty sure they are not cheap. But they are all top-tier Predator monitors, guys. If you watch this up, you really seek for the fucking high-end. Look at this, check it yourself, and then buy and test what you want. Don't buy what I tell you, because I never would tell you what you should buy or need to buy. I just want to educate you about what is important for you, what you have to look for, and what you have to forget, because people told you bullshit. That's what I've done today. I know this video will lead to a lot of discussions, but I don't fucking care. Because I don't care what people with zero idea or who are paid or living in the dinosaur age, in the carbon time, are thinking about what I'm saying here or what they are playing. They're playing fucking Windows 11 or whatever. I don't care, guys. I enjoy this. I do this because I love it. I like it. And that's why I made this video, because I was totally annoyed by misleading and misled informations viewers of my Twitch and other people got. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, see you on the next one. Bye.